morning. It's Mayday or Labour Day, and how very apt, given that, as you can see just in front of you, start on mile from this barn. And if you didn't video a couple of days ago, you won't know the drama that there's been. Hello Tara, hi Cassidy. So I thought it was only apt that on May Day or Labour Day that I start with a view of the roof, and we've had Michael, good wife, here for an hour and a half this evening. The soul. Hi Kate, Maria. Getting all those tiles off so you can see just over the, because they're all reused, and they were telling me that this roof is probably around about 200 years old. Hi Diane. Ren's having a good old look. So I'm going to take you out with Renske tonight. It was threatening to rain a minute ago, and it's been an absolutely beautiful day. I think and then went away. Hi sis. So Tamara's telling me that there's patchy, which I'm not surprised at, because when I connect to my phone up on the yard, it doesn't always work very well, and that's why I was a little bit late. Katie, yes, absolutely right. If you can hear me now, we can reuse the tiles, and we're hoping that we won't have any replacements to go on there, but we do have some spare ones, so it's not a problem if we do. Hi Patty, if anyone would like to let me know whether the reception's a little bit better now. I'll keep quiet for a minute. So I know sometimes going down the driveway it can be a bit patchy. So we've not got sunshine, but it has been very mild today. It's been really warm. In fact, Hol and Jodie have been out there in their bikini tops, topping up their tans. Ah, that's better, Tara. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Casti. Thanks, big sis. Now, while we're on the subject of my big sis, and Renske, don't trump when I'm talking about Tamara. That's very rude. I'm delighted to say that when I get back from tonight's hack, because I can't have, I can't go having Tamara stealing my airtime, I will be putting live Tamara's first proper video. That's not to say that the little one she posted a few weeks ago wasn't a proper video, because it was lovely. But the video that's caused her sleepless nights, and as you'll hear at the end of it, the stress it's caused her, that will be going live tonight, and I think you're all going to thoroughly enjoy it, because it's giving you an insight into the history of Greenbank Farm. And Tamara's just got such a good understanding of the history and so many things to do with the building and how different parts of it came about. So, as I say, I hope you'll all really enjoy that. And it's just another part of the jigsaw, really, of our lives. And then the second video that she'll do will tell you a little bit more about, as we realised, it was only, I think, probably last week, It's been 9th of July, 110 years in the family. Now, I remember our dad saying to me when it was the 100th anniversary, and at that time I know he was excited to get our great-grandfather's war diaries up online, and that's what he did to celebrate the 100th anniversary. And I really hope that he's up there somewhere feeling very satisfied or proud of the fact that, you know, we're still managing to keep the farm in the family, and we're now looking at different ways to try and help it to survive, which, you know, the Frisians have been such a huge part of the farm over the last 20 years, and you'll hear from Tamara how horses formed part of the life here for our great-grandfather. Anyway, yes, Cassidy, you will enjoy it. I wondered, Cassidy, I always love little typos. It's great. The autocorrect comes up with some great different options, don't they? Oh, Renske says that's scary. You don't usually look at signs, darling, do you? Anyway, Renske's doing her favourite job of the week. She loves these live hacks, as I've said before, and she always just has a proper march on. There's all the little lammies over there. Very cute. So as I head down, oh sorry, I'm just going to turn you around so you can see all the guys out in the field. Let's just move the camera around. Can you see them down there? They'll probably be a little bit in the distance. So who have we got out there? We've got little Hiddy Hops. So on the right is Mabel, who's got a muzzle on. And then the next one in is, at a guess, Zhao. Hidda's over by the wall beyond the... oh no, he's not. He's in the middle of the three stood by the wall with, I think... is that Micah to the right? And Nika. And then we've got Yodel out there as well. So Hidda's looking sleepy. He was quite funny because Hol and I went down this morning to bring a few in, and Hidda had all day up at the yard yesterday, and he was desperate to go back down. But this morning he just wanted to come in. So he's been up and he's spent much of the day on the yard mooching around with everybody. What's that, Tamara? You slurp well too. Yes, you do. You do like your fizzy stuff, don't you? Katie, how many horses will be housed in the barn? The roof is being repaired. Well, it's a big space. It's not... It's obviously big enough for one, and to be honest, if it's two that get on well, then we can pop two in there, just as we do in the big stable in the main barn. So worst case scenario, we will be able to have two in there. And then in the barn at the front of the house, Hoitzer and Jubba's little house, that we could house two in. It's quite a big space, that. Cassidy, good afternoon, Nancy. Good afternoon, Jamie. Hello, Lindsay. Good to see you. Lindsay, who we all know, made that incredibly generous offer on the roof that Michael started today. Hiya.
Hi.
Ren's just having a little look. Are you having a little look at the sign? Yeah. What What I was going to say as I'm riding down here was I was going to give you the choice whether you wanted me to take you around the village or take you across this way to the right and back along one of the bridleways, which I think was, I have such a bad memory, so much happens every week. I can't remember whether I took you across that bridleway before, but it's beautiful even if you've been there before. So maybe if you'd like to say to me whether you'd like the village or whether you'd like the lanes and a bridleway, I'll just need to know by the time I'm at the end of this lane. What else? Jodie's channel, Jodie's journal. She's had a really good lambing season, bless her. She's been absolutely snowed under because she's been taking her babies down to the village as well to entertain everybody, which was really lovely to see. So I think she's got about 11 sheep left to lamb, but it's been really nice having her back in. She was in today giving Niki, no, she didn't do Niki news. She was giving Mabel a clean up and got her legs all trimmed. Mabel's managed to pull a shoe off, and then she did a bit of little bit of groundwork with Iceman because we're heading off to our fabulous trainer tomorrow with Iceman, so she'll take him. So it's a good way of getting her back into it, because after a couple of weeks of not doing anything with them, I know what it's like. You know, you need somebody to help you focus, and you know, it's one of the many reasons why I love going to Mel, because she's such a fantastic trainer and she helps us, you know, focus on what we need to do with each of the horses. Ruth, Matthew, Donna, sorry, I nearly said Matthew and I know it's Donna, unless Matthew's with you. Will and Tara, you're all saying bridleway. Okay, we'll do the bridleway. It's only a little short bridleway, but it's very pretty. I actually went through it earlier today with Anya and Micah, and the little cows weren't out that I'd seen last week when I went across it. So there's a little bit on the lanes, and then we'll cut across that bridleway. How do they pull their shoes off? Well, if they hit the boggy ground and they've gone from sort of firmer ground to boggy ground, then sometimes that can suck them off. The field that the boys are in at the moment, that we call Muddy Pool, it is quite a wet field year round, but it had dried out enough for me to put the boys on there, because it had a really good covering of grass in protection. Yeah, I managed to put 2 shoes off in there, which is bizarre really, because the field that he was in over the winter was probably wetter. And also, I think, you know, feet from being wet, so the horn has sort of expanded a little bit, to then the feet dry out a bit when there's no rain and they're in drier conditions, and then what happens is the nail holes can suddenly shrink, and then the nails can come a little bit looser. I mean, Chris has always been brilliant at you know, it's unusual for him to have shoes coming off, but definitely when the weather is changing, that does affect how tight they can sit on the feet. Because we've had a few. We had Ice lost 2, Mabel's lost, and then Hannes lost a front as well. Whereas when the weather is either consistently wet or consistently dry, they don't tend to lose so many. Now, Hol's been really busy today. She's been painting everywhere. Thanks to Jamie for supplying all the paint so that we can get the place looking much smarter and tidier before our open day. which is a week on Saturday. So there's quite a lot to do for it, you know, just to get all the horses spring clean done. You know, they're slowly getting their summer coat now, but definitely a lot later than they would usually. But I think that's just a reflection on how wet the winter's been. Thank you, Katie and Jamie, about, you know, the like buttons. And, you know, if anyone's watching this evening and you're enjoying what we share and you've not hit the subscribe button, really appreciate it if you did, because our channel is growing slowly, which is lovely. And it's, I think it's probably always the better thing to do, to grow organically with people who generally, you know, who genuinely want to watch what we share and want to share in our journey. So if you know anyone who you think might be interested and you think they'd be happy to subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. And it doesn't cost a thing. I've said this before, it doesn't cost anything, but what it does is it helps increase our numbers, and then hopefully in the long term we'll be able to benefit from the advertising revenue that brings in, and that can all help towards getting the better facilities for these guys that they so deserve. Is there anyone on here who caught our live cam this morning? So Renske, who doesn't generally like things between her ears, she's quite sensitive with her ears. As you can tell now, we've got like little midges around and she's just flicking them a little bit. She wore the GoPro between her ears today, and we had quite a few of the horses mooching around the yard. And then who did we move it on to? Well, Bear wore it at the weekend. Ren, who did we put it on afterwards? I can't remember. This morning seems like a very long time ago to me. You're watching from your kitchen, Diane, are you? Diane, I don't think I've actually posted it on YouTube. I should have done it as a post. But Diane, you'll all know, has made those very beautiful quilts, including the Doutzen quilt that's up for raffle at the moment, and that will be closing this time next week. So you've got a week to get your tickets bought, and that's that very, very gorgeous sunflower quilt that was made especially for Doutzen in her colours. But Diane has also made these little minimalistic card wallets, and they're just adorable, and she's made them all in each of the horses' names. So as I say, I've not put them on a link on YouTube yet, but if you head over to our website and to the merchandise page, they're on there. And you know, it's just another thing that Diane's done to, you know, at her own expense to help raise funds for all the horses. So do check them out. There's obviously a limited number of them, and each one is different, but they're all done in the colours of each of the horses. And I should say as well, a big thank you to Frey, who's getting an absolute whiz with the website and getting things listed on there, because aside from that, I said to her at the weekend, right, I need to get all the horses wormed because it's spring. I don't worm as a matter of routine, and I don't do worm counts because I generally judge on how the horses look, their general appearance. But because it was such a wet winter and all of those worm larvae will have been quite dormant, I just thought with them being, the horses being, they're not run down, but you can tell with them it's been a hard winter. So I thought, you know, the spring is when all those larvae are getting busy. So I ordered all their wormers, and then Frey put them all on the wish list so that anybody who wanted to sponsor their favourite horses worm treatment then they could do, and I'm delighted to say that all of them got sponsored. So huge thanks to everybody, and I've wormed the first ones today. So who have I done? I haven't done Ren yet because I thought I'm taking her out, so I don't want to be in her bad books to start with, because it doesn't always taste very nice. So who did I do? I did Uba or Obi. There's a big debate over the pronunciation of his name, and we know that in the Netherlands it should be Uba, but quite a few people like Obi as well. Anyway, I won't go on to that. So he got wormed. Hannes did, Hida, Nika, Zhao, Yodel, Micah, Mabel, and all of the others will get done tomorrow. Right, sorry, let's go back to some comments. Ren seemed obsessed with the stable whilst Teddy was stuck on the back of the horse box. Yeah, Teddy, honestly, at the weekend when we put the camera on him, yeah, he just stood and stared at the back of the horse box. So it wasn't a particularly interesting video for everyone. I think he made it a little more interesting today. But yeah, Ren, everyone else was mooching around outside, and Ren just wanted to be in the stable. Leslie, you've just ordered a wallet, you star. Go on, who did you order one for? It hasn't popped up on my phone. Oh, that's right, yes. Yeah, they did. They did break it in through the barriers to go and stand in front of the Friendship Barn. Yeah, I came round the corner from the office and there they both were stood with the barriers still up, so I'm not quite sure how they did it without pushing them over. Jamie, have we added a quilting table to the wish list, Diane? What a good idea! There you go. And then when we eventually have that lovely craft room that Diane can come and make all her goodies in, it can sit in there as well. Jamie, you always come up with the best ideas. Speaking of which, there should be a little message coming to you from Bailey very shortly, with more goodies arriving today. You're very, very naughty. Good evening, Ineke, in the Netherlands, home of the Frisians, where Ren was born. Isn't it, Ren? Ren, yeah, so Renske was born over there, and then she was very naughty because at the age of 3, she got pregnant. Now, that's not so much of a problem, and a lot of people breed with them at that age over in the Netherlands. But do you know who she got pregnant to? Her half-brother. So the chap who bred Ren, unfortunately, hadn't kept them separate, and her half-brother got in with her, and she ended up having a baby with her half-brother. I have no idea where that horse is today, but I remember seeing him as a foal, and he was absolutely gorgeous. So yes, you have a little bit of a sordid past, don't you, Ren? Oh, Jay, well, thank you very much for looking at the wormers. And it probably wasn't that you were too slow. It's just that everyone just, as soon as it went out, everyone got onto it, which was a great help. Because I think, what was the total cost of all the wormers for them? 411. And for anybody who thinks that we're not worming Prince and JB, I didn't put them on because basically each wormer will do one of the horses each, but JB and Prince, because they're only Diddy, they'll share a wormer, and it was far easier just to sort that ourselves rather than to try and split the cost of it on a listing on the website. That all just gets quite technical. So what's this? Leslie, do the horses ever get bothered by ticks like sheep, deer and dogs? Yes, they do. And Holly is fortunately very hot on spotting them if they appear, because we have all the long grass, we have a lot of deer around. They do tend to get hit by ticks, and we've got lots of little tick removers in the barn. I often find it harder to see them just because of my dodgy eyesight, but I can usually feel them, you know, which is why it's another really important reason for them to come in. And, you know, we call it pampering, and, you know, we make light of it like it's all just about us having a nice time grooming them and them having a nice time being groomed, but it's a really important part of their day-to-day care. Just running your hands over them, you know, looking over every part of their body, because and as I say, feeling them, because sometimes, you know, from a distance they can look absolutely fine, but then once you feel in the feathers or around the elbows, down the back of the legs, in the feathers, you can feel things that you don't necessarily know are a problem from the outside. Linda, you're right. Who watched Hol's video where she was talking about Teddy being the security guard and the doorman? She just has the most amazing imagination and such a fabulous way of explaining things and describing things with her Hollyisms. She's been busy videoing various bits and pieces today, because although I've got some footage, I'm not planning to post a separate video to this tonight, so I'll probably save it for tomorrow, the little bits that I got today. Ren wanted food. There's it. Hold on, let me look through these comments. Yeah, Diane, you do need the barn built first. Might be a little while, but we're working on it. Yep, she was pregnant at 3, weren't you, darling? And then she came over to us pregnant again, but this time she was pregnant to Faber, and she had a little colt who was absolutely gorgeous, and he was called Hunnis, but not the Hunnis that we have now. But because we didn't own him, we owned him in partnership with Ren's breeder, he ended up being sold, and unfortunately we just didn't have the funds at that time to buy him ourselves. Have you ever had to test the horses for Lyme disease? No, we've not. You know, there's never been anything that's given us cause to think that they could have Lyme disease. But obviously, you know, it's something, if one of them fell sick, then it's obviously something that we would consider. Jamie, you love Hol's outburst laugh. Yeah, sometimes they can take you by surprise. Hello Monique, thank you very much for that lovely little message earlier. Yeah, Hollyisms. Sorry if I'm getting behind on comments here. Ticks are out in force in Indiana. Oh dear. Yeah, they're not nice. I remember I worked in South Africa years ago. Sorry, I'll come back to that, Katie. No, she wasn't bred to her father. It was her half-brother. So same mother, different father. Yeah, I worked over in South Africa, just outside Cape Town, for a racehorse trainer many years ago. Sorry, let me just adjust the camera. And a very good friend of mine who one day I'll get to go and see again, Alicia. She was working on the farm that I was at, and I remember that she ended up getting Lyme's disease, and it's caused her so many problems throughout her life. So it's really not a nice thing. Linda, the painting crew have been awesome this week. Honestly, it was such a lovely day yesterday, because it was dry, it was mild, we had horses wandering around the yard, we had I think pretty much all our volunteers in for the day, and everybody just got stuck into painting. And it's just lovely. It's, you know, it's another part of this whole community that we have around us. So yeah, they did so much work in stable stays. And the fact even Frey got painting is quite impressive. But Frey and Lisa get on like a house on fire. I should say, I hope he doesn't mind, but this is Michael's house. I really hope he doesn't mind me telling you, but it's beautiful. And do you know what? Years ago, that's Michael, for anyone who doesn't know, that's Michael who's doing the roof. I first met Michael when we first moved up here, and we'd taken two of the boys, I think it was Hidda and Drommy at the time, down the carriage with a view to looking at seeing if anybody wanted carriage rides around the village. Now, everybody wanted to take photos of them because obviously they were beautiful, and take photos of the carriage, but nobody actually wanted to pay to go for a carriage ride. And I think at the time we were only charging something like £3 a ride, but it wasn't the right thing. But anyway, that's the reason we were down there. But I'll never forget Michael coming up to me that day, and I'd never met him. We'd only been in the area for about a year at that point. And he came up and he said, you know what, that farm you're on, he said, it is the farm in the valley, and if your family ever want to sell it, give me first refusal. Now, he has subsequently bought that property that I just showed you, which he says is the second best property in the valley, but it was so run down when he bought it. It was just falling apart, and what he's done with it is just amazing. He's such an amazing craftsman. So even though he can't have Greenbank Farm because it's staying in our family, hopefully for another 110 years, if not more, at least he's helping us to rebuild it, which is fantastic. Right, let me go back. The second time Katie, she was bred to Faber, who was the most beautiful stallion, with a really thick wavy mane. Linda, do we need anything else for the upcoming open day? Yeah, Linda, if you could get us 2 more days in the week, then that would be fantastic. Just that. No, I'm joking. Day. I've been ordering all sorts of random bits and pieces. I'm rubbish off the top of my head. There probably are things. Just really silly things, like I had to order another extension lead today. We've got a sound system that I'm hiring, which Hole will be hijacking, no doubt, to give everybody a little bit of karaoke. But I'm George's husband of the music, but Hole's doing a list because, of course, they have their own song. It might be when you're not getting grants the best property around. Hey, who knows? Who knows why these decisions are made? Hi, sir. The paint party did a great job, but we haven't finished yet. So it's just you and Frey tomorrow, but she's hoping to do a bit. Yeah, so there's still a few bits and pieces to do because, you know, obviously all being perfectionists like they are, they want to get into every little nook and cranny, and there are lots of nooks and crannies. Oh, Diane, that's what it is. So, yeah, not father, Faber, F for Foxtrot, A. I was hoping to. Sorry, is that all right? Is that all right if I go up there? Oh, thanks, that's a huge help. Are the bullocks still in there? Yeah. Oh, no, that's fine.
They've been fed, so they shouldn't bother.
Oh, no, they're lovely. They were following me the other day. They're really cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
They've been wintered outside. So
oh, have they? Yeah. Okay. But they're just so cute, aren't they? Yeah, they're lovely. All right. Thank you. we go looks round? So Arbet trot A for Alpha, B for Bravo, E for Echo, Faber. I know, do you know, it is really good that Mike close Lindsay, because of course, you know, the work he does is, at least, you know, when he's spare hour or two, he can come over, started on. Everyone other. Ren's father is a stallion called Sarper, who no longer here. Then give Ren 19. That's really surprising. Oh look, should we go up and see the sheepies and the little bullocks? What was that, Sharon? You sent your message twice. You'd love to help, but unfortunately you were across the ocean. Fancy a gallop round. Honestly, you all just see a green field and you want to go for a run. I'm not supposed to go up this way because the bridleway goes that way. I can't have a proper gallop in here. The cows come over. Little but I can have a tiny little canter up to the gate, so we'll do that for you. Ren, have you got an itch? Ren's. Hello, little bullock. She got really scared. She was running through some bullocks, and as I said to her, you know, if you stand and face them, then they're generally absolutely fine, because they're only coming up. It's not because they're being aggressive. Come and say hello. But obviously, if you get nervous by them, then, you know, if you just head towards them like this, so if I take and then obviously wouldn't do that with a bull, or if there was a mother and babies, but with, you know, young bullocks, it can be intimidating. But if you away from them, then they think, oh, they've got food and I'm going to run after them. Look, even the lambs are coming down now. And you know, I'm no expert on cows and sheep. That's Jodie's department. You know, I've ridden through a lot of young bullocks over the years. Sorry, I'm not looking at messages right now just because I'm concentrating on these. I can't get off and give them cuddles. But yeah, I came through here the other day. I'm going to head off, and they'll probably try and follow. So yeah, they're just following. But Ren is really good, and she knows. So I'm just going to turn round and going to say nice. That was her just giving them a little bit of warning to not come too close. But as an who likes to look after them, anything horrible to them, not unless, you know. I'm just going to ask you to go away. You move off and sit, Ren. You pull a little face at them. We'll get them to back off. There we go. Might even have cows following. It's only a tiny little cow. So, come on. Little bit unevenness. Whether you got a very good, something I do need, I think, GoPro, because the camera moves around more than I'd like it to. Right, I'm just going to get through this gate, and then I will get my phone out so that I can see your comments again. I like this gate because it's one of the easiest to open on any of the bridleways around here. Come on, Ren. Come back, darling. Oh, she's a good girl. And also, you don't have to worry about shutting it because it shuts itself. Look, we got lots of bluebells through here. This is one of my favourite little paths. Right, let me get you back up again on my phone. There we go. Right, what have I missed? Jay, your mother was terrified of cows. Oh, have we got patchy reception again? Oh, Linda, you know, you don't have to be intimidated. And I know that's really easy for me to say because A, I'm on horseback, and B, you know, I'm around animals. But, you know, if ever anybody who's listening to this is out walking through a field where there are what looks like a group of young bullocks, just don't run away from them. Just, if anything, if you're that scared, run towards them and guaranteed they're going to run away. And then they'll get bored. But of course, the more you run away, the more they're going to want to follow. What else have we got? Is the reception a bit better now? What's that, Jay? I had a baby reef shark. Oh, hold on, let me get through the trees. There we go. I had a baby reef shark. Sorry, I'm just getting attacked by the trees because I was looking at the phone and not the fact that there were branches in front of my face. That's never sensible. Right, let's get through those. There we go. In the Maldives, just curious at this weird thing in the environment. Oh, Katie, it was this bridleway I brought you along. Sorry to take you on the same ride again. Thank you for letting me know it's better now. Sorry, I should have bought you something different, shouldn't I? I will try next week. But of course, next week, of course, we've got Diane coming along for her stable stay. So she's going to actually be the first one in our freshly painted stable stays. So, Lisa, Diane will be there inspecting it. Frey? And then, at the end, we'll be doing the live raffle for Dowson's quilt. Oh, Rin. So, who thinks it's a completely crazy idea to try and raise this 110k by the 110th anniversary? I did. I got all inspired that evening thinking, yeah, this is the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do. You know, we can do this between us. And then I woke up the following morning and thought, oh, maybe I've overstepped there. Maybe that's a little bit too optimistic. But, you know, it was lovely that I got a couple of emails with people saying, you know, you've got over 8,000 subscribers. If everybody gave £10, what a difference that would make. But, you know, the reality is, you know, of the 8,300 subscribers, we get on average 1,000 views per video. And, you know, it'd be really nice to think that if all of those 1,000 gave a couple of pound each, and it really doesn't matter how much it is. You know, it's about including everybody, or even if all of those people, you know, asked somebody else to subscribe or just shared our story with all their friends or family, you know, that all helps. When will the roof repair work begin? Linda, it started. Did you not see the little short that I posted earlier? Diane, you're going to tell Kaz the bits that you missed. Yes, so Linda, I'm pleased to say that Michael has started taking all the slates off, so it's all begun. Sally, does Freya ride at all? Freya has ridden. You know, she used to ride Prince years ago, but she hasn't ridden for many years. But that's not to say that she won't ever ride again. But yeah, we'll see. I have to ask her. The other thing I was going to say to you, Sally, thank you. I did get your message and I have finished the shoe today. That's Doutson's shoe. It's going to Sally, going to a fabulous new home. But also I noticed something that you said earlier about where do the horses drink when they're free rein on the yard. I'm surprised you haven't seen it because Anya and Teddy tend to go to it quite often, and that's the green barrel that we have at the tie-up points that always has water in, so they'll go there to drink. Thank you, Diane. Not crazy. Well, I think it's a little crazy, but you know, you have to set yourself targets in life, don't you? And it just seemed like it was meant to be, because, well, I'd have got it right if I'd done it at 110 in the first place, but the way I'm all for going with the flow of how things work out, and you know, the fact that it just happened to be 110 years this year, and then with Lindsay's fabulously kind, you know, additional donation specifically for the roof, you know, it just seemed like the right thing to do. Although wasn't that shocking that I got the date wrong on the video and I was wishing away May. Those of you that picked up on it, thank you very much. And Jamie, thank you for your email this morning telling me that I'd made another date error on the thumbnail of last night's video. The problem is I'm very often doing these late at night, and you know, sometimes I'm just doing it in a hurry and the brain cells stop working. Oh, thank you, Linda. Let's all give £10. Wouldn't that be lovely? Well, there's various ways of doing it. I know some people don't like to donate on GoFundMe or on PayPal. Some people don't like to do it through the website. I'm actually in the process of changing the website system, because certainly for anybody over in the States, it's a high percentage that we get deducted, you know, higher than even GoFundMe. UK and Europe, it's not so bad. But if anyone isn't quite sure what's the most effective way to donate, then you can always just drop me a line. That's absolutely fine, Linda. I literally only posted the short probably about half an hour before we went live, so I wouldn't have expected you to see it. It was very, very short. It was a short. Upcoming birthday, tell all your mates you want a donation to the Frisian experience in lieu of a gift. And do you know what? Tara did that. As if Tara hasn't been generous enough to us. Tara, am I allowed to say the birthday that you're celebrating tomorrow? I'm not going to, just in case you don't want to, but I think it's a fabulous birthday to celebrate. But you did exactly that, and your friends very kindly donated some meds for the horses, because, you know, we've got quite a few of them on either Butte or Equiox, and some haylage, because we've got all the costs of producing this year's haylage at the moment. Reach to the stars. Angela, thank you. Putting the GoFundMe total on the thumbnail is a great idea. I'm glad you like that, Angela, because, you know, I'm all for being completely open about everything. And somebody else had said about putting the costs of each of the projects down. And I'm, again, more than happy to do that. You know, the next thing that I'm hoping that Tamara is going to look into is the cost of putting some sealed rubber mats in the barn where the roof's being replaced, and then we're going to have to get a door there or a gateway put in, because obviously Michael's just doing the roof. He may be able to do the other bits as well, but obviously we need to get costings for those. But I was thinking of maybe asking Chris to do a quote for a gate onto it. And then I'm still waiting on his quote to do Hoytzer and Jubba's house, and then there's various other things that we'll need to cost out for that. And then there's, you know, lots of other project work, you know, general maintenance and repairs that can be done. So as those jobs, as we get the costings for those, then we'll definitely share with you, because as I said in my other video, it's really, really important to me that you all know where your funds are being spent. Oh, Tara, I'm so glad you're happy for me to say. I am not going to sing on camera for you, but there might be a little something that appears in your inbox fairly soon. But happy 60th, Tara. That's fantastic. I hope you've got lots of exciting things planned for the day. So yeah, everybody join me in wishing Tara a very, very happy 60th for tomorrow. Jamie, congrats on turning 39. I like it. Yeah, I always think no matter what age you are physically, you always have a different age in your mind. I'm sticking at 35. I quite like 35. So go on, Tara, what age are you sticking at in your mind? Oh, Nancy, what a good idea. I think we'll have a wee dram for Tara's birthday, shouldn't we? Although then I end up getting a headache, so maybe not. No, I will do. Look, there's Hoitsy Poitsy, talking of Hoitsy and Jubba's bedroom. Hello, Hoits. Can you see him all right? I don't know whether I've turned the camera well enough. Hold on. Go, hello, Hoitsy. And little Jubbas is in the distance over there. We won't say hello, just in case he gets a little bit excited and pushes the wall. Oh, don't eat that, Hoitzer, honestly. Hold on, let me sort the phone out again. What's that? A question, why do you live in the mobile housing? The farmhouse seems large. I'm not being rude, I'm genuinely, I can't even speak, genuinely curious. Do you know, it's a really good question, Jenny. And we would in many ways love to live in the house, but because we've got the horses, and the horses can't generate even, just from having visitors, it doesn't generate enough income even for their keep and their welfare. There's no other income from the farm. So obviously running the whole farm and, paying all the bills that come with running a big property and managing land, we need some income from somewhere. And I think I've said before, Tamara and I don't take any kind of pay from the farm because we've got a home for life. It's, we've got a roof over our heads. So what we need to do, and the only other way at the moment that we've worked out how to get an income from the farm, is to rent the farmhouse out. And it's so beautiful. And I have to say, as much as I dislike living in the static caravan, apart from the fact it's got fabulous views, we really love sharing the place, and I know I've said it before on videos, and we share it all with you. But to know that so many people are coming along and staying in the house and creating memories that are going to stay with them for life is invaluable. Now, it's not as booked up as we'd like it to be, and Tamara's dropped the price this year to try and attract more bookings in. But obviously with that there comes wear and tear. Another reason, and you'll see just as I turn the corner, another reason she's dropped the price is because we've got some severe damp problems coming from the roofs and through the chimneys that's affecting, it's causing a lot of damp in the house. And you can see on the side where it's all black, the whole house needs pressure washing off, treating with something to do with the damp. I don't know all the technical stuff. Tamara does. And because it's lime plaster, it's not as straightforward as most houses are. So the whole place needs repainting. I'm going off on a tangent. But yeah, that's why we don't live in the house, because we need people to rent it so that we have an income coming in, so that we can pay all the other bills. But as I say, Tamara knows more about the technical side of, all the things that need doing with the house. And, you know, hopefully all the videos that she's going to be sharing will give you a better understanding of the history of it. And, you know, because it's very, very old. And certainly in the video that she posts, she'll show you some of the beams that are up in the attic. It's really interesting. As each small project is completed and shared, it feels like the momentum is building for the big ones. Yeah, and you know, once we get these getting in, you know, dear, is it all be here? You know, for bar. As I say, I'm not going to go on to that because it's boring. Yeah, it's lovely to see that things are getting done now. I'm just going to hop off because I'm doing both of them. Ren, you're an absolute star, aren't you? You are the best. You first. You. Sorry, I'm distracted now because I'm just sorting Ren out and doing the gates. Diane. Linda, hold on, I can't see that. Let's all give £10. Oh, thank you. You know, as I've said before, anything you do is fantastic. I don't want anyone to ever feel bad if they can't do anything. But obviously, so the gate. Renske parking bay. Difficult with a property. It costs much for repairs. Is it on Airbnb? It is on Airbnb. What? A little holiday up in the Lake District, surrounded by beautiful horses and beautiful countryside. Then it's a 7-bedroom farmhouse, hot tub in the front garden, which was actually sponsored originally by Yolanda Schroeder, who originally trained Fema, who was Renske's sister and the mother of Zhao, Nika and Yolanda. Oh, there's so many stories I could tell you, but we'd be here all night. Lottery funding, I don't think we'd get lottery funding. That's the advice we've been given. But yeah, the applications, this is the thing, all the applications and yeah. Oh, sorry, we do have difficult reception here. I'm going to move away from the barn and I'm going to leave Ren over there. Is that a little bit better? Is that a little bit better? I'm going to stand here for a minute. If you feel me, and of course, although I stopped the radio before I went out, it's right. There is one at the table, and I said, there is always be everybody. You know, training have where I give orders of what we're doing and say, if you're interested in this, then pay for my channel and you can see more. I want you to be able to do what we do here. And, you know, that may be really foolish, but I took that decision a long time ago that anything on video we share with the horses was free. You know, maybe we do have to look at renovation being or building interested in. We look at doing is on something for that. You know, definitely with the horses will always be free. Oh, Nancy, that's really cool. Your month. If you're paid, then it's. I'm just going to take this off and see I feel bad not talking to you. Let me just... Oh! No, I'm trapped. Sorry for the dodgy camera. Sorry, just bear with me. Yeah, if you're one of... Hello! Now, as long as it's not breaking up again. If you're one of our patrons who you can become a patron through our website and make a monthly donation, unfortunately you can't just have to and set a new one. You can always email me. I can always sort that out. I feel, but I kind of don't want to walk over to the barn because we keep losing reception over there. And I don't know whether it's to do with the fact that the radio is on. So I'm probably going to bid you all good night and farewell. And sorry, you can see Ren still over there. She's just hanging out in the barn now. I think Holly's up there. I can't see who she's with. She's up there with someone, so she's working very late tonight. That's, you know, I don't make her work late, but like all of us, she loves being here and just loves spending time with them. Anyway, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for joining me and Renske. Thank you very much for just following our journey, and no doubt I will bring you more very, very soon. So good night, and again, happy birthday.